Introduction. What you are going to hear in the following role-play demonstration is how a group works through decision-making to form a group conscience on several issues, and that they do this while keeping in mind how important it is to stick to the traditions. Here are the issues that will be demonstrated. Substantial unanimity versus simple majority, determining a time limit for shares, an attempt to make an amendment to the motion, discussion and voting, minority opinion, possible revoting based on the minority opinion, and reporting the outcome of the group conscience. Definitions of some of this terminology will be available in another document. Each group is different. Some are large and some are small. We know some groups are formal and some are informal. Any way your group takes a vote is good if it works for the group. We hope this will be helpful for all groups, but especially for those who do not usually do group conscience votes, and for groups where they may expect there to be disagreement. You may find tools here to learn how to do a group conscience in unity. This skit is intended to be a little bit humorous while it shows groups how to have an effective business meeting and take a group conscience vote while cooperating to maintain curiosity over criticism. This skit is not about the name change or any other particular vote, and it is not trying to influence the decision of anyone. It is about an imaginary situation with a fellowship that has a pet policy. For our pretend fellowship, we have a pet policy, and there is a motion to change it.
Thank you all for staying for this important group conscious business meeting. We will open with a serenity prayer. You may unmute. Prayer. Higher power, grant me the serenity, accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Who would like to read tradition 2? Bruno.
For our pack, flock, or herd's purpose, there is but one ultimate authority, a loving high power as expressed in our group conscience. Our leaders are but trusted pet parents. They do not govern.
Thank you, Bruno. Can someone else please read the tradition 2 meditation? Adam.
Higher power, I understand that you make your voice heard in group conscious. I ask you to remind me that the life of my fellowship and therefore my own recovery depends on my willingness to put the welfare of the group above my own. Where I disagree with the common view of others, in service, help me to state my thoughts honestly and respectfully. Help me to listen to and consider the group decisions, including the ones that I might disagree with. Your will, not mine, be done.
Thank you, Adam. We will start with a discussion about the purpose of this meeting and how we will form our group conscience. The delegates at the big annual pet conference approved a motion to change our pet policy to add a new playground. All registered groups now have the opportunity to decide whether or not to approve that change. This is our chance to be a part of the decision process. Just so we all know, if we are not able to complete everything today, we can schedule one or more follow-up meetings. Quinn?
I have a question. Will we decide our group conscience vote by simple majority, or will we use what I read about in our self-care book, substantial unanimity?
Good question, Quinn. For those not familiar with substantial unanimity, it means 2/3 or 66.7% of us would have to vote the same way for it to be our decision. Our group usually makes decisions based on a simple majority vote, which is anything more than half of us voting the same way. So this is our first decision, and remember, whatever we choose, every vote matters. So which guideline should we use this time? Simple majority or substantial unanimity? Quinn?
I make a motion to use 2/3 substantial unanimity, meaning the 66.7% for making this decision, because that would help make sure we really support our group vote.
Thank you. Do we have a second motion? Bruno?
I'll second the motion.
Thank you, Bruno. Is there any discussion? Adam?
I do not like this motion. I like the way we have always done it. I say keep it simple.
Thank you. Quinn?
Like I said when I made the motion, 2/3, which is 66.7%, would mean that most of us really agree.
Thanks, Quinn. Benjamin?
I agree with Adam. I say keep it simple, as in simple majority. So I say no to this motion. Do it the way we have always done it. I know my raccoon appreciates consistency.
Thank you, Benjamin. I don't see anyone else who wishes to speak. That means it is time to take a vote. The choice is between changing to substantial unanimity or using simple majority the way we usually do it. And the results of our vote on this will be decided by our usual guideline, simple majority. Sophia, will you please count the vote for us?
Please raise your hand, paw, feather, or claw. How many of us would like to make our final decision on the pet policy using substantial unanimity? To state it another way, 66.7% of us would have to agree on the same thing. Okay, so I see 2 votes, Quinn and Bruno. How many of us would like to keep the way we have always done it, decided by simple majority? I see 5 votes, including my own. How many of us are abstaining? Okay, I see 2, Molly and Winnie. Thank you. Sarah, the vote shows most of us would like to keep it the way we have it, simple majority.
Thank you, Sophia. Now there is an opportunity for a minority opinion. Our group process is to have up to 2 of us who voted in the minority give a minority opinion. Quinn or Bruno, you voted in the minority, which was to change the way we decide our final vote. Would you like to tell us anything else that might make us consider changing our vote? I see you both shaking your head no. Okay. All right. That means we use the original voting results. We will go with simple majority in making our decision today. Thank you, everybody. The next thing to decide is how long each of us can talk during our discussion of the pet policy motion. What I suggest is that we limit speaking time to 2 minutes per member to make sure we all have a chance to speak before anyone talks a second time. Is anyone opposed to that? Go ahead, Leah.
Well, I've been training my pets not to bark for more than 2 minutes, but sometimes we just need to.
Thank you, Leah. You could try training them with a squirt bottle. Quinn?
Point of order. That is off topic, Sarah.
You are right, Quinn. Thank you. Going back to our topic, the reason I suggested this speaking limit guideline, which we have used before, is to make sure we have enough time for all of us to speak. Does anyone have a concern about this? I don't see any hands, so we will take a vote. Molly, will you please count the votes for us?
Yeah, sure, I can do that. All in favor of only having up to 2 minutes per member to make sure we all have a chance to speak before anyone can speak a second time, please vote now. I see 7. Is there anyone opposed to this guideline? I don't see anyone opposed. Is there anyone who would like to abstain? I see 2, Winnie and me. Okay, Sarah, the vote was in favor of everyone getting a chance to speak up to 2 minutes before speaking again.
Thank you, Malay. So we will limit sharing time to 2 minutes. Additional comments can be made after everyone has had a chance to speak once. And just a reminder to keep this meeting safe for all of us, please remember to listen and speak from a space of neutrality, open-mindedness, inclusion, and service coming from love. This will help our group's higher power to guide our discussion. So now we need someone to time shares. Winnie, thank you for volunteering.
You're welcome, Sarah. This will be really fun.
Hi, Sophia. You have something to add?
Yes, I just want to say that in my other meeting, when time is over, the timer just says gentle time.
Thank you, Sophia. I think that's a good idea. Does that work for you, Winnie?
Yes, and I will be careful to not eat too much honey when it gets close to the end of the time.
Thank you for doing this, Winnie. Now it's time to start discussion about the pet policy change. We are deciding whether or not we want to vote in favor of the new policy, which is to add a new playground. When you're ready to speak, please raise your hand, paw, feather, or claw. Benjamin.
I am a long-time member and I do not like change. If we change our pet policy, I am afraid former members who want to come back will be shocked and very upset about the amount of toys and cleanup.
Thank you, Benjamin. Adam?
I am confused. I thought everyone shared their toys and cleaned up after themselves, right? I do not see what the big deal is.
Thank you, Adam. Bruno?
I just want to remind everybody that my hamster is very loving and playful and deserves a play wheel.
Thank you. Sophia?
I have parrots. Once I read the playground list and the other playground list, it was really clear that I had found a new home. I finally had a family.
Thank you, Sophia. Leah?
Cats and dogs have toys. Play is a quality that we try to live by in our recovery. Dogs are loyal and give us unconditional play, while cats often play independently and are really good at self care.
Thank you, everyone. Just a reminder to raise your hand, paw, feather, or claw before speaking. Does anyone who did not speak want to share before we start second shares? Melly?
Thanks, Sarah. But I'm not going to vote because I vote in my Tuesday group.
Thank you, Melly. I'm really glad you said that. We do not have a guideline like that in this group. Anyone who attends our meeting can vote here. So please feel free to participate and vote.
Oh, wow. Thank you. I was starting to question why I decided to stay for this meeting.
I think we're all glad we figured that out so we could hear your voice too, Melly. Quinn, go ahead.
I think we should consider that a change would require extra time. My dogs, Gizmo and Mr. Wiggles, need their playtime too. Turtles are usually seen to be so slow to get anything done. And some think that hamsters like Bruno's never stop playing and need more structure. Even though some think snakes do not know how to have fun, do any of us really know if that is true?
Thank you. I think everyone has had a chance to speak once. So does anyone want to speak again? Sophia?
Yeah, I think change can be good. And yes, it can take time and money too. And just so we remember, our donations are used to serve the fellowship and carry the message. Tradition 7 tells us money is a spiritual matter of giving and receiving. I would just like to help make sure my dog has fun on the playground with all of the other pets.
Thank you. Leah. Next.
When you mentioned it would take extra time, for me, giving service is how I move my recovery to the next level. It does not require me to be perfect. It allows me to learn and be more open minded and inclusive. I try to remember to give my playground service from a place of love.
Thanks, Leah. Adam, go ahead.
There you go again, Leah, always promoting service. I'm not saying service is a bad thing, but I have a dog and a cat, and together they really demand too much service from me. The rest of you do not seem to understand that.
Okay, thanks, Adam. But just as a reminder for everyone, the 12th tradition tells us about principles before personalities. Benjamin, did you want to speak again?
Yes, I do not like either choice. I want to propose a different policy.
Thanks, Benjamin, but we do not have the option to propose a different policy. The information we were sent says this is only about choosing to keep the current policy or to change to the new policy, which is to add a new playground.
Okay, then I'm just going to say it one more time. If we change our policy, members who have been here before will be confused about the playground management and may not want to come back. Besides, what we have is the pet policy that our co-founders, Cuddly D and Fluffy C, gave us when they started this program.
Thank you, Benjamin. Leah.
If no one else has anything they want to say, I would like to summarize what we do after we make our decision.
Thanks, Leah. That would be great. But first, does anyone else want to speak a second time? Okay, I see no one. Go ahead, Leah.
From what I learned, after we make our group decision, we will enter our vote, which will be yes, no, or abstain. There will be space to add general comments that explain why we voted the way we did. Also, we can add information about any minority opinion if we want to. This whole process guarantees that all pet groups who fill out the voting form are fully heard.
Thank you, Leah. Sophia?
Yes, thank you for all that information you just gave us, Leah. I love that our group gets to be heard and we do not have to agree, just listen respectfully with an open mind. There is no need to have a heated debate. In the end, our vote will be our voice.
Thank you both. Does anyone else wish to speak a second time? I guess not. Thank you. It looks like we heard from everyone at least once. I know this is a sensitive topic for many of us, and thank you for listening carefully to both sides. Now it's time to take a vote. Bruno, will you please do the voting part for us?
I would love to. All in favor of adopting the new policy, please raise your hand, paw, feather, or claw. I see Molly, Sophia, and Leah. Thank you. Please lower them. Now, all who want to keep the current policy, please raise your hand, paw, feather, or claw. I see Quinn, Benjamin, Sarah, and me. Thank you. Please lower them. Does anyone abstain from voting? I see Adam and Winnie. That's the story, Sarah.
Winnie, you can lower your claw now.
Oops. Oh, so sorry, Sarah. It's just so difficult to manage the keyboard with honey on my paws. By the way, I'm glad to see that you voted too, Sarah.
Yes, Winnie, I did vote. Thank you for that reminder that in our group business meetings, whoever is chairing also gets the chance to vote. Now, before we finalize our vote, we invite anyone who voted in the minority to speak. Of the three who voted in favor of changing the policy, would any of you like to give a minority opinion, especially something that you think we may not have already thought about? Mali?
Yes, I vote in the minority. In this case, I would ask all of us to consider something that was not previously mentioned. All pets have playtime quality I can learn from, even if I personally have not played with a turtle or snake or pot-bellied pig. I like to remember that a turtle may inspire the patience I need for recovery. A snake may teach me how to quietly slide away from those around me who feel crazy. And a pot-bellied pig playing dirt is not a bad thing. There is so much more I can gain in my personal recovery by opening my consciousness. I ask that those who vote against changing the policy to please think about changing their vote.
Thank you, Molly. Since we allow two minority opinions, would one of the other two who voted in the minority like to speak?
Ruff, I would like to speak.
I'm sorry, Quinn. Only those who voted in the minority get a chance to speak at this time. Seeing no other minority opinions wishing to speak, we practice open-mindedness and give everyone a chance to either change their vote or not. And by the way, after a revote, a minority opinion is not heard again. Adam?
I abstained the first time. Can I vote this time?
Good question, Adam. Yes, you can decide not to abstain again. And to make it clear for all of us, if someone abstains, their vote does not count in the total. That means it is not a yes or a no vote. After a minority opinion is given, we ask if anyone wishes to change their original vote. If anyone does, including those who had abstained, then we do a revote. At that time, everyone may then vote however they wish. The normal practice from this point is to ask if anyone would like to change their vote after hearing a minority opinion from Ali. Even one of us does, then we revote. But because Adam is going to make a change to either yes or no, then we just go ahead and do a revote. And any of us can make a change if we want to. Benjamin, will you please count the revote?
I am very glad to help. So, for the revote, all who are in favor of changing our policy, please raise your hand, paw, feather, or claw. Thank you. We recorded the votes. Next, all who are not in favor of changing our current policy, please vote now. Thank you. We recorded those votes. And finally, are there any abstentions? Thank you. We recorded that. All the votes have now been recorded.
Thank you, everyone. We have made our decision. The vote is now complete. This vote will be submitted online. A reminder that the inclusion of the reasoning of our vote and the possible inclusion of a minority opinion is up to our group conscience for our secretary to include in the vote. Now, Lee, you have something to add?
Yes, please. Tradition 9 meditation tells us to celebrate the things we do well. I'm so glad we were able to disagree without getting into any arguments. I've been at business meeting in other groups where members got angry and left the meeting and never came back. And someone who was new was so upset that they were really traumatized and left crying. It was because some members made things personal. It was really uncomfortable for everyone. And I was worried about this meeting, and I'm very grateful right now. This went so well with no hissing, screeching, growling, or snarling. That is the unity of traditions, one and the gift of practicing personal recovery.
Well said, Millie, and thank you to everyone. Let us actually close then with the Tradition 9 meditation you just referenced, Millie. Winnie, would you like to read that for us, please?
Thanks, Sarah. I just have to finish licking the honey off my paw. There we are. I'm done. Okay, Tradition 9 meditation. Higher power. May I remember that our pet fellowship and its service structure are different from my family of origin. May I be patient and avoid reaching for the honey. The easy way out when I am confronted with a difficult situation. Help me and my group ask for help to keep our meetings safe and recovery oriented, and help us celebrate the things we do right.
Again, thank you, everyone. I just want to say that this was a very positive experience for me. Even though we did not all agree, we can still be together and respect each other. I appreciate all of you.